We indulge in it, we gift it, and we crave it. Chocolate is a global obsession, an industry worth billions. Yet, most of us have no idea where this divine delicacy actually begins. The journey is far more complex and remarkable than you might imagine, starting not in a factory, but under the canopy of rainforests near the equator. The cacao tree, the source of all chocolate, is an incredibly particular plant. It demands specific conditions: year-round heat, high humidity, and the protective shade of larger trees. Farmers in regions like Ghana and Indonesia spend years nurturing these trees. New seedlings sprout within weeks, but to ensure high productivity and resistance, the best young plants often undergo grafting, where strong roots are united with superior, high-yield varieties. Maintenance is continuous. Careful pruning is necessary to maintain air circulation and sunlight exposure, crucial steps in minimizing pests and ensuring a robust harvest. The flowering phase is where the real magic, and the real difficulty, begins. Cacao flowers are unique. They bloom directly from the trunk and older branches, not the tips. Out of the thousands of tiny, delicate flowers that appear, only a handful will ever mature into fruit. These flowers are too small for common pollinators like bees. Instead, they rely on a minuscule insect called a midge. Because natural pollination rates are so low, many dedicated farmers carefully undertake manual pollination by hand, meticulously transferring pollen to guarantee a fruitful yield. After 5 to 6 months, the cacao pods ripen, turning from green to vibrant yellow or deep red. Harvesting is done delicately, usually twice a year, using small sharp blades to avoid damaging the crucial woody cushion on the tree that will produce future pods. Inside the tough husk are 30 to 50 seeds, encased in a sweet, white, mucilaginous pulp. At this stage, the seeds themselves taste nothing like chocolate. This is where transformation begins. The fresh beans and pulp are gathered and immediately placed into fermentation boxes, often covered with banana leaves, for 5 to 7 days. This is the single most critical step for flavor development. The temperature inside the boxes soars, reaching up to 45 degrees Celsius. This heat kills the germinating embryo and, more importantly, allows enzymes to break down the sugars, initiating the chemical reactions that form the hundreds of compounds responsible for chocolate's characteristic aroma. Following fermentation, the beans must be spread out under the tropical sun to dry, reducing their moisture content, and preparing them for their long journey to the chocolate factories of the world. Once they arrive at the factory, the dried beans are carefully inspected and often blended. Manufacturers frequently combine the robust flavor of Forastero with the delicate notes of Criollo or Trinitario beans to achieve their signature taste. The beans are then roasted at high temperatures, typically between 120 to 150 degrees Celsius. Roasting brings the flavor compounds created during fermentation to life, developing the deep, rich, classic aroma we instantly recognize as chocolate. Next, the roasted beans are cracked, and the outer husks are removed, leaving behind the valuable inner fragments called nibs. These nibs are essentially pure cacao. They are then subjected to intensive grinding, which generates heat and friction, melting the high fat content and transforming the nibs into a thick, dark, liquid paste known as cocoa mass. The cocoa mass is the mother of all chocolate ingredients. It is hydraulically pressed to separate its two main components: cocoa butter, the light-colored fat essential for the smooth mouthfeel, and cocoa solids, the dark, dry remnants that are ground into cocoa powder. For the final chocolate bar, these components, cocoa mass, cocoa butter, sugar, and sometimes milk powder, are precisely mixed. This mixture then enters the conching machine. Conching is a continuous mixing and grinding process that can last anywhere from 8 to 72 hours. The longer the conching, the smoother the texture and the more refined the flavor, eliminating unwanted bitterness and moisture. The final step before molding is tempering. Tempering involves heating, cooling, and reheating the chocolate to very specific temperatures. For instance, 45 degrees, then down to 27 degrees, and finally back up to 31 degrees Celsius. This process stabilizes the cocoa butter crystals, ensuring the chocolate will set with a beautiful, glossy shine, a smooth melt, and the satisfying, clean snap when broken. And so, the journey ends, transforming a jungle seed into a luxurious treat. But as you savor that perfect piece of chocolate, it is important to remember the paradox at the heart of this billion-dollar industry: the vast majority of dedicated cacao farmers. The very people whose labor and expertise are essential to this entire process often struggle to earn a living wage, reminding us that the story of chocolate is still being written, and it is increasingly focused on ethics and sustainability.